Hello everyone. My name is Jennifer Sare. This is my Module 8 capstone project for the patient profile Marcus. This is a low sodium dash aligned jambalaya recipe. And this culinary approach is intended to address hypertension and hyperlipidemia in accordance with a low sodium, heart healthy dash aligned medical order. In order to stay in compliance with a DASH-aligned request from the doctor, which includes a low-sodium approach, we will be focusing on vegetables and spice blends to include this heart-healthy, sodium-free blend with a recipe included for the client. Given that Marcus is working with a limited grocery budget and relies on a basic 2-burner stovetop, as well as working 50 hours a week, we need a quick and easy recipe that is also going to address his preferences for American South cooking, which is why I chose jambalaya. There's a lot of flavors to be brought out in this recipe, and you don't need salt to do it. We will be completing this recipe in one single skillet and utilizing a variety of canned, frozen, and microwave-ready ingredients, each of which abides by the low-sodium recommendation and are a budget-friendly option. Now, any of these ingredients that you see on screen can be swapped for another variety of canned or fresh or frozen ingredients. This is just my particular preference for how to make this recipe, and they are all low in sodium. And for this particular recipe, I chose a brown rice packet that can be microwaved for 90 seconds or put in a pan like this and prepared. So either way, this rice is an option. And the way that I'm doing it here is with a can of tomatoes that also has onions and celery for a little bit of a deeper flavor profile, as well as some additional frozen onions, bell peppers, and celery that I'm steaming in the pan to get everything melted and the moisture distributed, so that way I can see whether I need to add a low sodium broth, a splash of water, or just go ahead with what's next in the recipe. I like the level of oil and water that I see in the pan here. Dependent on the texture that you want your rice to be, you can always add a little bit more oil or a little bit more liquid. Just try to stick with an extra virgin olive oil or an avocado oil, dependent on your preference for flavor and temperature at which to prepare your meals. I'm adding the spice blend, which I really like to slow cook on a low or low medium heat. And this particular blend, remember, has no sodium included, garlic powder, oregano, thyme, cracked pepper, a little bit of cayenne to your personal heat preference. I also added some crushed fennel, a little bit of lemon and celery extract, as well as some paprika to really pull out the smoky deliciousness that you would normally get from andouille sausage, which we are replacing today with a low sodium turkey sausage. However, chicken breast or shrimp or a ground chicken or a ground turkey would also be acceptable options to keep it within the low sodium realm. And if you wanted to go a more vegetable focused direction, you could lean on black beans, red beans, or black-eyed peas. I personally like the texture of a sausage in my jambalaya. However, a shrimp is a secondary choice that I lean on pretty regularly as well. Let it simmer anywhere from 6 to 10 minutes on low medium to medium heat. Feel free to stir and Check and see how intense the smell is. You could even give it a taste test and add seasonings as needed. After she is done steaming, I like to turn the fan on full blast. Just pull a little bit of that extra moisture off the top, cool it down a little bit. Let it sit. Take in all of the delicious nutritiousness that you've just created. And as soon as it is cool enough, dig in. Bon appetit. Buen provecho.